How's it going, everyone? It's Marshall. Thanks for tuning in on Sunday. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend. Yeah, we're back, or I'm back, and hopefully you're back watching me. So last Sunday, I started a track using the SE-02, which we have right here. This thing is awesome. I spent some time actually this week. Actually, yesterday I spent probably 3 or 4 hours kind of working on the idea of that track a little bit more so that there's not as much just kind of sitting around with no idea. Like as I develop that, sometimes that takes some time. But I did create a new patch on the SE-02 for this, and it's going to be a lead, like an arpeggiated lead. Sounds pretty cool. So I'll go through the track here. I think what I'll do is I'll play what I have so far. So some of the percussion's still a little basic and things like that, but in terms of the melodic ideas and things, I think I've got that all kind of worked out here. So yeah, so I'll go through this, and I just want to say hey to the chat room. We got Doscos in there. Anyone else you stop on by, feel free to comment if you have any questions or anything like that. I'm more than happy to answer them. Yeah, so here we go. I'll play this through, and then I'll come back and I'll kind of explain what I've done here since last week. And if you did miss last week's video, I'll put a card or something for that. And yeah, so here we go. Alright, so that's what I've got so far. So I think it's coming along. Vast improvement over last week. Trying to fiddle around with some bass lines and things like that. So basically I'll just kind of run through this here and explain what we got going on. So first of all, this column here, don't worry about this. This is actually being routed out for the output audio of the stream so that you guys can hear the track and I don't have to wear headphones. But this here, this is the Kick 2 plugin. So it's my percussion and, well, my kick drum. Then the percussion I've got kind of bundled up here right now. I've got a set of hi-hat samples in here that I've sequenced. And then over here, the second set of hi-hats is actually the TR-09. And just some basic... let's see, we got the open hi-hat and closed hi-hat. And then some snares. And I've kind of layered these so that you get a nice nice little snare sample that way. And then the crash is a sampled crash, but I'm going to probably switch this over to the TR-09. I think it sounds better on the TR-09. And I've just got a flanger and some delay on that. Or I'm sorry, a phaser. I always call the phaser flanger. Anyway, then we go over to the SE-02 where I've got a nice arpeggiator going. And here's the melody for this. So yeah, so I can go ahead and mute myself a little bit. And just kind of sample what I created on the SE-02. This patch is, it's a lead, and just with the arpeggiator going. So hold on here, I'll just solo this. Actually, here, how do I do this? There we go. And then we'll enable that. And so hold on here. Yep, so that's the SE-02 with the arpeggiator. Let me shut the arpeggiator off and just kind of play a little bit. It's just, I mean, it's just a nice little lead that I made with some glide. I'm not doing anything with the LFOs, so, and it's just kind of, you know, just a nice little trance kind of style sound for this, and I think it worked out really good. Really good. So hold on here, let's check the chat real quick. Oh yeah, so the previous video for the SE-02 was that I can't remember which one. I think it was my corrections video where I made a few minor mistakes in the Minimoog vs SE-02 video. One of the engineers commented Well, no, they commented on the Minimoog vs. SE-02 demo video, which is really cool. A gentleman named TC on there. And September 20 video of, yeah. Yep, that's the one. Yep, so that was the demo. The SE-02 versus the Minimoog, where I kind of sampled or went through all the different waveforms in Oscillator Bank 1 and compared how similar the SE-02 sounds to the Minimoog. And one of the engineers from Studio Electronics commented on that video, which was really cool to see that. I don't think I've had that happen before. I did have Behringer comment on the DeepMind 12 because the first one of those I got was defective, and I wasn't too happy about it. But that's the only other time I've really had any of the manufacturer type comment on any of my videos before. But that was really cool. We got some nice insight into the SE-02, why it works the way it does. And yeah, super cool to see that. So going back to the track here, so that is the SE-02 patch that I'm using. I might do some stuff with the Minimoog here. I'm not sure yet. What do I have in this group? This is Omnisphere. This is just a super saw type sound. Nothing super spectacular about this, but let me demo this. Sorry, I should probably unmute that before I start playing shit. Anyway, there's actually the bass line, a secondary bass line's in here as well that I made in Omnisphere. Actually, I think it's a preset. And then the super saw. So I'll just kind of A-B both of these so you guys can kind of hear. Alright, so that's those. I need to label that, but excuse me. Then for the main bass line, I'm using Korg Legacy plugin for the Poly 6. This, I think, is actually the default preset. Yeah. Flatline bass. It sounds so good, though. So I decided to use it in this. So I'll just demo that for you. Yep, so that's that. I haven't touched those Korg Legacy plugins in a while, but since Roland's got the D50 or the D05 coming out, which actually I just got word from Sweetwater, mine will be here next week, so I'm super excited about that. Especially since the D50 plugin and the Roland Cloud's kind of a pain in the ass. Oh, you can't hear the Poly 6. Let me try that again. Yeah, so maybe I screwed those up before. Could you, hey Dasgas, could you hear any of the SE-02 stuff or any of the other demos I was doing? 'Cause I think what happened is the output to the live stream, I have to solo that too since it's a separate thing. Oh, you could hear it. Okay. I mean, nope or yes. Yeah. So you did hear the SE-02 stuff that I was doing? And we'll just wait for him on that. And well, we're waiting on that. The other thing here is the Korg Legacy Collection. I did pull out the M1. Probably one of the most popular synths ever. I think the M1's probably sold more than any keyboards ever. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't seen direct numbers or anything. But anyway, this is part of the Korg Legacy Collection. It's the M1. The cool thing about this is it's got like all the different cards and everything in it that were released from Korg. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. All right, thanks, Dasgas. Hey, I'll go back and I'll demo those tracks again since I'm dumb and didn't solo the output to the stream as well. So I'll fix that. But anyway, yeah. So M1. This sits really good. It's actually I'll play this for you. It's kind of almost like a choir type sound with some other cool effects. Those the Rompler type workstations that came out in the late '80s have some really cool sounding shit in them because they were samples plus synthesis, and I don't know. It's kind of nice to kind of rediscover some of those sounds since I don't know too many people have been using those lately. I don't know. But I'm excited to get my hands on the DO5. That'd be cool. So I'll go back through. Sounds like I need to re-demo some of these, so I'll go back and do that again. So my apologies on that. So I'll start with the M1 here, and then I'll go back to the Omnisphere patch. And I guess the SE-02 again. I'm assuming I couldn't hear that one. So that's the M1, and that's pretty much all I use it for, is this thing kind of a little breakdown before it kind of builds up again. It sounds really cool in the track, I think. And the cool thing is with the velocity, you get more intensity with how it sounds, so it kind of helps build energy in the track as well, I think. So let me go back here. So we'll go back to the SE-02. I think you guys probably didn't hear that, so I'll play the custom patch that I made on the SE-02. It's just kind of a trance style lead that's being arpeggiated. So. So that was the SE-02. I think that sounds fantastic. And the cool thing is, that is a sweep on the cutoff filter. You can't hear any of the stepping that was heard in the Mini Moog versus SE-02 comparison video because the emphasis or the resonance was not turned up loud enough to hear it. The only time you can really hear stepping on this thing is if you've pretty much got the emphasis wide open and are sweeping the cutoff that way, which I don't know too many use cases where anyone would actually do that. Maybe in a sound design type thing, maybe, but it doesn't sound too great in music, I don't think, doing that. So that particular feature is not something that's a big deal for me, but going back to the comment on the video from the design engineer at Studio Electronics, you can sweep the cutoff with, or sweep the filter with an envelope, which is not going to have any stepping because it's a higher resolution digital process or encoder, so which is cool. All right, so we'll go back here to the Omnisphere where I've got the super saw and kind of a secondary bass line. So I'll demo these again here and make sure you guys can hear it this time. So that's those two. And thanks, DOS. Yeah, the M1 sounds pretty dope. I thought that was just kind of perfect for what I was going for in the track. So yeah, so this Omnisphere, I think what happened was I was gonna try and replace the trance super saws with something else, and I stumbled across this other plucking preset here, and I thought that fit really well. And then I'll show you what I'm using for the other one here. Omnisphere is a super deep synth. Lot of possibilities there, but for this particular track I'm just kind of using some presets, which there's a lot of them, and a lot of them sound really good in Omnisphere. So that's those. And then the final little bit here that I think I dig it. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm decided to keep this or not, but it's some Sylenth 1. So I'll play this. This is kind of your standard 90s, 2000, early 2000s like trance style arpeggiator. But I just hand sequenced these. It was something that back in the day I used to do a lot in my tracks. So here, we'll just play it. So, and this was a preset that I altered actually quite a bit. It didn't even sound like the original sound anymore, but yeah, there we go. So there it is. That pretty much makes up the track as it is now. And again, just to kind of let you know how everything sounds all together, we'll do that. Yep, so that's where we're at. Much improved from last week. It's nice having to get a little bit of time to kind of do some sound design on like the SE-02, for example, and then refine the ideas that I kind of had in terms of I'm using the same melody but different arpeggiated sequence, and then just trying to figure out how to fit some good solid bass in there. Some good bass lines was giving me a challenge in the first video last week, but I think I've overcome that problem, and I think we're off to a good start here on this track. So I'll keep fiddling away at this and keep working. So I think what I'm trying to do probably is a little bit of percussion work and just kind of build that portion of things up, because I think I've got kind of the basics of the track here in terms of melodies and everything ready. So now it's about the transitions and some of those things I think I'm going to try and work on here. Alright, so what I'm going to try here, I'm going to toss in a massive instance of massive here. Massive has like a bunch of different noise options, and a lot of times what I like to do is in the crescendos that lead up to like a build, like I'll do like a noise sweep, things like that. So I'm going to see if I haven't done this with massive yet, I don't believe, so let's see if I can figure out how to make something kind of cool on this. Kind of sounds like a video game. So I just shut all the oscillators off. I'm not worried about generating any waveforms or anything. I'm just kind of interested in the noise types and seeing how they sound. And you see here as I adjust the color, that's giving me a pretty good effect. But then we also have some filters here that we can play with as well. So let's see what we can do. There's some crazy noise in this thing. I haven't spent nearly enough time with Massive, even though it's pretty old. I picked that up a couple years ago, but I've used it a few times. But yeah, lots of options here. I think I'm kind of digging this one, this high metallic one. So let's see. Let's see what else we can do in their sound design steps here. Yep, so yeah, you have to select your filters. That's cool though, there's different kinds of filters. See what the comb filter sounds like. Comb filters are like some of my favorites, so let's see how they sound in Massive. That sounds interesting. So maybe what I think I want to try to do is automate the color, and then maybe we'll sweep this comb filter on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do here. All right, yeah. Oh, there's some crazy shit in there, Doscos. It sounds. He said it sounds like a truck idling. It does. Yeah, but we'll get some movement in that. make it sound good and stuff. All right, so first thing I need to do, since I tend to work in clips, and I don't know if I've explained this before really, but I work in clips because for my live performance setup, I've got 2 Ableton pushes, 2 separate computers, and I link them together with Ableton Live. And I perform the tracks here just like I'm doing for you guys, but it also allows the ability to do some kind of custom style remixing of the different sections of the track in real time, which is kind of cool, I think. So that's why I do it this way. And then what I'll do is when I've got everything completed, I will go into the arrangement mode and I will simply record me playing the song basically, and then that's what I'll bounce out, kind of thing. So, but I tend to work in clip mode. But because I do that, I need to make sure I set my length to the length of what's being played. So I think we need to go 16 steps here. Did that actually do it? Let's see. No. And there, that did it. Okay, so now we got our loop in here. And it's towards the end of the loop where we want to put this in here. So let's go with here. We've got our truck going. Alright, so that lines up now. So what I want to do now is map out the automation. So actually noise color is already picked in here. And let's start low. And let's bring it all the way up. Something like that. Let's see what that sounds like to start with. Alright, so that's cool. I'm kind of digging that. So let's just let's toss EQ on here and some other stuff. So basically on almost every track that I make, I toss on an EQ. Just the stock EQ in Ableton is fine. If you've got other, I have to keep in mind obviously because I'm running when I run these on my live rig, it's not, the machines aren't quite as powerful as my desktop, so I try not to go too plug-in crazy with the effects because those I keep they play in real time with the effects, if that makes sense. So I try and use as much of the stock plugins as I can because they're less CPU hungry, as opposed to like you know, Isotope or some of the other ones. So we'll cut the low end off of this. Let's add some delay. And the ping pong delay is like one of my favorites. I use it on a lot of stuff. And then let's throw in a compressor and we'll see where we end up here with this. All right, so to start out, that's not sound too bad. So let's fix this. And let's hear how it sounds. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I I have to remember to solo this other out here, otherwise you guys can't hear it. So I'll try and keep that in mind. Yeah, that's sounding good. Let's see if we can make it a little more interesting, though. I'll solo both of these, and we'll do some more messing around with this. So we're going to try and do some modulation here. And change this to a separate performer here for this one. I'm trying to remember how you, there we go. Let's see what that does here. So these, we need to get these to slope. How do we change these again? There we go. Actually, so I pick you and I pick you. There we go. Actually, we probably don't need all these other steps. We just need like that. All right, so that just gives us a little more fanciness. The other thing, let's throw some side chain on there. And that should help as well. So let's see what that sounds like. All right, that sounds a little better, I think. A little more interesting. Let's see how it sits in the track here. Ah, Mr. Boo, you're gonna unsub, man, because I like trance? That's not cool. Well, I guess whatever. That's cool. I'm sad to see you go. But yeah, this is what I'm doing these days, so sorry you're not a fan. Yep, that's true. This is a style that I fell in love with. It's been, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of the kick I'm on right now. You know, in a month or two, maybe I'll be doing other shit. But I'm trying to get an album together of this style. And so that's why I've been focusing on this the last few months. Is this is what I'm going to be releasing next. So yeah, so that's the reason why. Yeah, you're true. I can do other styles. Equipment is useless. Well, I guess that's a matter of opinion, probably depending on what kind of equipment you're going after. If you're going all in the box, yes, there's a lot of VSTs and soft synths that are available that are really good. But I like having tangible gear. A lot of times, I feel it's just a cool experience to interact with the machine directly. But I started with software. I mean, when I started producing, I started with Reason 2.5 back in like 2003. So I'm no stranger to the software. But I love having the gear as well, especially some awesome synths like the SE-02 here is great. You know, the Mini Moog, a lot of these analog synths. They've got their own sound, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but once you've got enough years with you, like I've got plenty, there's definitely a difference between the analog and the digital synths, the way they sound, I think. And each synth kind of has its own flavor, so I don't know. What you rocking in your studio there, Mr. Boot? If you've got some equipment, give me a rundown. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I can check that out. What are you using to manipulate your voice? Is that the MPD-24 or what is that? I'm not sure what an MPD-24 is. Is that a sampler of some kind? Yeah, I've got lots of software, and I have well, I've got the Arturia key step and then push for my controllers. But almost every synth in here can technically also be a MIDI controller. So All right, we'll start throwing some snare crescendos in this bitch. Let's see if we can make it as shitty trance as we can, right, Mr. Boot? Let's see. I'm gonna find a cool snare here. That's all kicks. Where's all the rest of my shit? Oh, it's because we've got click in the search box, or kick in the search box. There we go. That's all good, Mr. Boot, dude. It's not for everyone. I don't think that library's gonna work for what I want here. Yeah, I don't want stacked. Let's see if we can find. It wasn't I just in that one. Here we go. Like some little analog snares there. So yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's not about if you guys aren't digging what's going on, you don't have to watch or subscribe, and I understand. No hard feelings at all. All right, let's see. I work on just a basic snare crescendo. See how this rolls here. I'm not sure I'm feeling that too much. Let's see. Like hundreds of samples and none of them what I want here. Kind of like that one. 367. Yeah, there we go. And oh, what happened? There we go. Let's take some of this out. Yep, still not sure about these fucking snares. Maybe we can maybe try something on the TR8 maybe. Assuming I have enough patch cables to get that patched in. Let's see if we can make that work and just try. The TR8 is pretty cool because it's basically like several different Roland classic drum machines in one. Right now I'm just pulling from some sample libraries that I've been able to get a hold of over the years. And I'm having a rough time. So let's try the TR8. Alright, so for that, I gotta look at my patch bay wiring. And let's see, TR8 1314. And what am I using right now? I'm using the SE-02, which is 15. And the Mini Moog is 11. And then these two. On the TR09, which is number 4. All right, so we've got this one. Let's see if we can patch in. To the TR8 13. This is, I've already got a patch cable there. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14. Okay. So, and from my experience so far with the Roland drum machines, MIDI channel 10 should get us access remotely. And let's see, so number 1. I don't hear nothing. Number 2. So this is one of those times where I haven't used the TR8 since I did the Michael Jackson Beat It cover that I never finished, but I plan to. But I haven't touched it since then. There it goes. Oh. Oh, and I'm dropping shit. All right, so let's see if that's doing it. Yeah, we got TR8 sounds. So there's a snare. Let's rename this TR8. Mr. Dasgas, you still in the chat there? Let's toss that in here. Yeah, the 505s are dope. The crazy thing is I almost bought a 727? And then they came out with the expansion pack for the TR8, and I was like, I guess I'll just buy a TR8. So you get 808, 909, and then with the expansion pack, you get the 727. I can't remember what else. 606 they added. Yeah. But yeah, the TR8's pretty cool. I dig it. I just, for whatever reason, I prefer some of the sounds on the 909. So the TR09, I actually got the TR09 first, but I tend to use that more than the TR8. But the TR8's pretty cool. So I'm going to cycle through a couple of these sounds. I'm assuming I'm on the right snare drum here. I think there's two. Oh, There's a snare drum and the hand clap. I think that's the hand clap. That's the one's looking right here. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going through. I'm going to try and tune it a little bit. Right. The good vibration sound. I think that was just a 909 snare. This one, actually, I can't remember. This might be the 606 snare. I'm just going to shorten the loop on this so that it doesn't take so freaking long here. All right, cool. Got our Marky Mark snare. Let's just see how this does here for us. Okay. Although I guess we need to do some automation on the volume. So we might have to pull out our MIDI implementation chart. Oh no, there's volume right there. All right, cool. Doesn't seem to be feeling like adjusting that. I'll keep messing with this here. Actually, I think that sits pretty good in there, but I'm not hearing the volume adjust for us on that. Maybe it's going too much. So that's where it says it is. It's not changing the freaking volume. Let's see if we can find our MIDI implementation chart for the TR-8. There it is. MIDI implementation chart. Oh, they have another update for the TR-8? Oh, that's right. I think they put an update out for their new sampler. I can't remember what the sampler is called. All right, let's see what we got here. So, bass drum, snare drum level. Can you guys put like some lines on here? Would be nice so I could see what lines up with what. I guess we could do this, but I can't fucking see. There we go. So 29. Let's change this to 29. Actually, let's delete this. Then we'll delete that automation. Delete. There you go. It still seems kind of odd. I would think it would do something. All right, so let's see what that does. Voila! There we go. All right, so nothing like having to pull out the MIDI implementation chart. Look up the change control numbers. I'm sure that's stuff you get to know over time as you work with a piece of equipment, but I haven't used the TR8 that much, so. I think that works out good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night here, guys. About 11:30 my time. So yeah, the track's moving along good. Sorry, Mr. Boot, that you're not a fan, but I appreciate you stopping by and at least letting me know. That's okay too. And yeah, I'll keep working on this week. So next Sunday we'll come back. Maybe I'll have more progress on this than just a snare, snare fill and a noise crescendo. So anyway, a lot of fun here, guys. Appreciate you joining. And how about I switch to this? So yeah, D05 will be here Wednesday, I think. And what is it? The JX-03, they discontinued, from what I understand, this is what my Sweetwater guy told me, the JX-03 is being discontinued from Roland, and they've been on sale. They're like $100 off, so I picked one up since they've been discontinued. That's like the only one of the boutique synth, other than the SE-02, that had knobs on it, and that was kind of the one that I kind of wanted to get anyway, so I broke down about that and the D05, so those will both be here on Wednesday. I don't know where I'm going to put them. That's a problem, but I'll figure it out. So that's it. Thanks to everyone for your time, and I hope I made your day or night just a little bit better, I guess. All right, so that's it for me. Have a good one, guys.